Alright, let's see here. I'm just checking to see how live I am out here on the YouTube channel. And it looks like everything is working. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in to my YouTube channel live streaming out here. So I got a song set list for this evening, but song requests are always welcome. If you're new to the channel, you hopefully you subscribe and like my videos. Thank you so much. If you're not new to the channel, you know how I usually try to do it differently every single show. So, but tonight, I guess my song set list is right in front of me. If you'd like to know what's coming up next, just ask. Yeah, I decided to go with a set list tonight, and it's going to be ukulele songs, and then I will play some keyboard tunes. As I have mentioned, I'm going to say a few positive affirmations that I found very lovely and useful through the app you can get on your phone if you have an Android phone, and everybody nowadays seems to have one. So it's called The Secret Super, and it's by Rhonda Byrne. So tonight's positive affirmation I'm going to start with before I play any songs is this one right here. So if you like this one, well, you're not the only one, obviously. So one of the ones that I decided to start off this Thursday night set of music with is pretty much this one. And it is I Thrive Under Pressure. So here we go. And I'm going to start with this tune here tonight on the ukulele. Sometimes it's hard to forget what belongs in the past. For my own sake, I must let go. It's not in life it goes mistake-free. Forgiveness, and acceptance, no they're God's creations, are you with me? I've learned to forget what I cannot forget. Now start forgiving myself for judgments I have made. I'll take the things I cannot change. I forgive you just like God forgives me. The rain washes away all the dust of the pavement. For the clouds bring water, little sparrow chirps at the wind. There's no telling where it ever will be tomorrow. And when she flies, she doesn't look back on the silky green trees. I will learn to forgive, but I cannot forget. I'll stop forgetting myself for judgments I have made. I'll accept the things I cannot change. I forgive you just like God forgives me. How did it go? I'll erase that memory. There's no use of thinking how forgives me. I forgive you just like God forgives me. I forgive you just like God forgives me. So that's my song called Forgive, and on to something a lot more fun here. It is a Thursday night after all. So let me just make sure I am fully in tune. Alright, and this one's a lot of fun. And as you all know, it's one of my newer songs as well. And as far as my song list goes for this evening, I have at least one super brand new song that I'll be playing on the ukulele. And by super brand new one, I mean like I have not played this one in the last, I don't think I've played it, I guess the last like 5 or 10 live streams. Most likely as I'm thinking about it, I probably have not played this one much at all on the channel, so here we go. But this one here is definitely newer than some of my other ones. You like a picture? Not worry. So infatuated with your charm. It's not your looks alone make it so amazing. Oh, it's the way you treat me oh so nice. Surely makes me want you as my BFF. You are my rock star. They make it down for me. So I'm wrong. All my songs in my heart, and I'm your arms start to. Yeah, we've been living on the road, and we got no sorrow. And I don't even know if I wanna play shows without you now. But you might not try. Yes, you are. You are my rock star. And the reason I went on about how new this song is one of the major reasons I had to say this is because, well, there's very high expectations for those of us who are not celebrity songwriters. I feel like I must speak up about that. You know, if you're a celebrity songwriter, you're not expected to write more than, I don't know, more than like 5-7 songs a year sometimes. You know, maybe 10, 11 tops. You know, but if you're just a common songwriter, you're expected to like exceed those by such a big number, you know. And if any of the fellow songwriters happen to tune in tonight, guys, I'm doing this for you. I know you know how I feel. So anyway, what do we know, right? Love your ways, all you do. I knew it from when I was on you. But it's time that just proved to me that you're really the one. So patient, kind, oh, when you're gentle too. And it took you years to actually ask me out on a date. Oh, I've never had a reason to, you know. You Play the guitar for me, the song. All my songs, you know, about my one and all your arms starting. Here we wait, they're gonna go, only God knows how. I don't even know if I wanna write songs without you now. But you're my lucky charm, yes you are. You are my rock star. Some song I call Rockstar. And coming up next, one of my very calming, soothing, you could say, sort of healing songs I'd like to play. So you might, if you're not new to the channel, you probably won't recognize this next one. And I guess if I had to reflect on it at all, is that so just before I talk about the song and reflecting on it, just want to say that I've been playing sort of with on a new, different, unfamiliar set of strings to me, and these strings right here, they are different from the ones I've used the last let's see, decade. So over 10 years I've used my favorite ones. I think they're still my favorite, in fact, but just in case you're wondering about the ukulele strings, these ones for some reason they tend to go, instead of going flat, sometimes they tend to go kind of sharp. But you know, I like them because after playing the same kind of strings and having your favorite set of strings always changed on your lovely ukulele, so to say, it's like at some point, you know, you do kind of start to wonder if maybe there's another set of strings that will work for you. And I feel like this ukulele right here brought some, well, familiar brand though. This is a one that usually actually makes a lot of guitar strings, which I like. So it's not a surprise to me, speaking of strings, is that not a surprise to me that I like the different kind of feel it has, sort of, than my favorite ukulele strings. So last few live streams I've been doing on the YouTube channel, I've been doing with obviously a different ukulele, as you can see, and different set of strings too, because that's the ones that I got on it right now. So, but it tends to use a different kind of a tuning kind of thing here. So, but without any further ado, back to the song I'm about to play here. Is a song that, like I said, has some healing to it, very soothing. It's relaxing and calming kind of a song. Coming up next, and yeah, and I think the last few days, as I sort of like to dwell upon sort of how everything, I believe, do really believe, like my guitar song you can find I've played many times on the YouTube channel. I'm not playing it tonight, but called "Everything Happens at Just the Right Time" says, you know, the last few days I've heard some, in the wintertime I've heard some interesting different birds chirping certain times, and yeah, it seems like no matter what kind of unique kind of chirping you hear, it is always amazing how beautiful and how unique each different bird actually sounds, you know. So no matter how familiar, and sometimes might we say similar, sometimes the bird's chirping is, you know, it's still, you can still, if you listen closely enough, you kind of are able to really differentiate, I think, between certain kind of birds out there. And I wonder if anybody from my night owl group is out here. They might not be, because I forgot to post the link there, but I probably will later, so I might as well say a shout out to them as well. Because so the last few days, I want to mention, actually, I've really got to enjoy, and I feel like it's sort of a gift from God in some way, that I've heard some night owls too, and just realized how different from daybirds they are. And and yet how beautiful, you know. So there you go. Beautiful messages chirping away on the sunny winter's day. Birds are chirping away. Why can't you hear the whisper? Messages of hope. Oh, messages of faith in love. With birds chirping, whole world's bright. That whispers coming down from the leaves of green. Everybody sing such a sweet, sweet melody. It's like you haven't hit water. The beautiful messages chirping away on a sunny winter's day. Birds are chirping away. Why can't you whisper messages of hope? Messages of faith in love, yeah. With the sunset coming down, all the colors of the rainbow, seen over the mountains, clouds in the shape of hearts, slowly streaming just down the hill, smiling faces everywhere. When the birds are just chirping away. Oh, beautiful messengers chirping away on a sunny winter's day. Birds are chirping away. Well, can't you whisper messages of hope? Oh, messages of faith, yeah, oh, yeah. Beautiful messengers chirping away on a sunny winter's day. Birds are chirping away. Hey, you can whisper messages of hope, messages of faith and love. Beautiful messengers, oh, beautiful messengers, yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was beautiful messengers, and I just had to share that with you. The fact that the night owls are also just as beautiful as the birds that chirp in the daytime. Alright, so, because I definitely, pretty sure I will post a link to my night owl group, which I didn't have time to do earlier, so if any of you tuned in anyway, thank you. If you're part of the night owl group, I think you appreciate me saying that about the night owls. Alright, so next up here is one of my, sort of, I could say, one that falls more on the fun side of things. And after that one, I plan on playing that song. I said that's very, very much kind of a new song for me to play. So there you go. I wonder if you still want me. hoping that I could see something in your eyes tells me you're thinking. Something in your eyes tells me no. Something in your eyes, something in your eyes keeps telling me you could be everything I need. Something in your eyes, something in your eyes keeps telling me you could be everything I needed. And I don't believe attraction has much to do with love. I didn't wanna be a fool by your charms. When I told you goodnight that day, I wanted you to stay just a little longer. Something in your eyes tells me you're thinking. Something in your eyes tells me no. Something in your eyes, something in your eyes keeps telling me you could be everything I need. Something in your eyes, something in your eyes keeps telling me you could be everything I needed. I hope it's not just a fantasy. I hope it's a chance for you and me. 'Cause something in your eyes tells me you care. Something in your eyes tells me no. Something in your eyes, something in your eyes keeps telling me you could be everything I need. Something in your eyes, something in your eyes keeps telling me you could be everything I need. Yeah, yeah. So it was something in your eyes. Thank you all so much for tuning in this Thursday night. I hope you're having a fantastic week. Alright, here's that song I was mentioning. I'm going to play next. You're obsessing over just I'm obsessing over you. I've been stuck on this for hours. Every day is glued to you. You live my fantasy away. When love is all that So yeah, that was Beautiful Fantasy, and if I might tell you a little secret, please don't tell anyone, basically is that I'm pretty sure, almost about 70% sure, let's just say, well, with me, I can be pretty indecisive sometimes, and I love to take my time with making decisions. If you know me closely, you probably know that. But if you don't, that's all right. That's just how I am. So I hope you know yourself as well as I do know myself. Wish that for everybody. But I'm about 70%, maybe 67% sure that this song will be the next pre-made video that I'll make for my YouTube channel here, and I have exact idea of exactly what I want for that. The only decision I haven't made yet, which I'll make, is whether I want it to be sort of more of picture slideshow like my previous videos on YouTube, or if I actually want some real acting, or if I can have a budget enough to have a graphic, cartoon-like graphic for my idea exactly for this song right there that I just played for you guys, which is called Beautiful Fantasy. I have just a very detailed creative idea for that video. I know exactly every little single detail that would go minute by minute there, but I still have some decisions to make, as you can see, between whether I want it to be artwork, so different from my other ones, or slide picture show like my other ones, or whether I want real acting in this one, or whether I want it more of a graphic cartoon-like graphic kind of a thing going on for this one. So yeah, so that was Beautiful Fantasy, and so before I play the next ukulele tune here, which is most likely I'm going to do probably one of my older songs here, a fun one nonetheless, I wanted to share another positive affirmation um, with you guys, and then yeah, I did mention that I might actually even quote a Bible scripture in this live stream here tonight, but only also because it doesn't matter what your religion is, if you're watching, but it's just because I feel like it relates to the positive affirmations that I'm saying between these tunes, and I guess I thought it was so awesome that I did that last time that I felt like I wanted to share more positive affirmations with you guys. So, um, and I probably will continue doing so. As you all know, one of my favorite books, and I feel a book that really inspired me in many, many different ways, really a lot, the last few years, and even before that, first time I ever actually knew the book was in existence was over a decade ago. But in some way, I feel like it took me that long to actually really be a fan of it. So, so this is a positive affirmation I'm about to quote from the Secret Super app by Rhonda Byrne, and yeah, this one right here is that I decided I'm going to share tonight. It's like I picked a few different ones, and I just didn't want to decide yet, which one am I going to use exactly. So I kind of wanted to go more with the flow, even though I have a song set list. Um, so now I'm trying to decide between these two, and I guess I'll just check to see if anybody has any song requests real quick to see. If anybody wants to hear anything specifically, it doesn't seem like it, so that's alright. And so the positive affirmation that I will share for um, this time right here is I focus only on the things I love and those around me. So this is a good positive affirmation, I think, for Thursday night. I'm sure for all of us. And once again, I'm going to say it again, because especially the fact that I opened up my set of ukulele tunes tonight with my song called Forgive. And it really kind of goes all the way to the first song in some way. So I think, when we forgive people, it doesn't mean necessarily we accept their behavior, That's not what it means. Forgiveness doesn't mean that. Just wanted to make sure that I state that. Um, but yet, I think when we forgive, we kind of tend to, when certain individuals come to mind, or somebody from our past, or something like that, whether it's a, acquaintance, or family member, or friend, close friend or not, or past relationship, it doesn't matter. You know, when you forgive, I think you definitely, you just kind of remember when you think of that person, instead of having like any bitter thoughts or regrets or thoughts of blame, that you kind of, maybe placed on them, and because it was out of unforgiveness. So instead, when you forgive, you really just remember the good things. You remember instead of remembering that person's flaws and what it is they did that was wrong, or somehow, you felt like you were really basically wrong by that person. You kind of, instead of remembering that, I think, you remember something good they did about, that you were interacting with that person. So this is why I think this affirmation is so powerful. So I focus only on the things I love in those around me. And I mean, of course, you can reflect on that positive affirmation so many different ways, not just the way that I just chose to nit and pick and kind of tell you how it relates to, at least really relates to one of the songs I played tonight. So, but now from this, I'm going to go to one of my more fun songs, and I'm trying to decide between two. There we go. As you watch me play for the first time, I knew that the sun behind your eyes, hidden intentions became my emotional direction. Drove me to ignore, skipped on to dawn, but you're like an obsession. Honey, I'm a confession, I can't stop thinking of you. You're like an obsession, from the day I daydream of you. You're like an obsession, you're like an obsession, I can't stop thinking of you. You're like an obsession, you're like an obsession, I daydream of you. I read your messages over and over again. My brain's a melted chocolate bar, all thanks to you. You're just like fire, you go in a unique charm, just like a night call when you say goodbye. 'Cause you're like an obsession, you got a confession, I can't stop thinking of you. You're like an obsession, feeling I made you out when I dream of you. You're like an obsession, you're like an obsession, I can't stop thinking of you. You're like an obsession, you're like an obsession, just want you say, only you say, I just want you say, only Alright, so that was my song called Obsession, one of my older ones. I definitely think it calls for another fun song here coming up. You got me staring into your soft blue eyes, and I'm feeling I know it's been the time. You brought me home, sweet. Alright, so that was my fun song called Hooked. I'm going to go ahead and move along to this one here on the another ukulele song that I just know that I probably should play tonight. So, hope you're having a good Thursday night. Butterfly. And speaking of turning into a butterfly, how about turning into an eagle with this Bible verse that I'd like to share, because I believe this Bible verse right here relates to some positive affirmations. And I'm going to say one that's at the end of this live stream after I play my keyboard songs too. But here is Isaiah 40:31, and the way that it goes in the King James version of the Bible. I believe this verse right here relates to the positive affirmations in a way that sometimes we all need to sort of feel more energy for certain things we have to do in life. And speaking of another positive affirmation, sometimes I have days when I really have to tell myself and say this one, maybe you find it helpful, is I am filled with energy. Is another really good one here. And so Isaiah 40:31 says, "But they wait upon the Lord, who wait upon the Lord, they renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint." So yeah, I know I kind of mumbled sort of across that famous Bible verse, you know. And here, one of the reasons I really wanted to quote that Bible scripture is because of so many great positive affirmations from Rhonda Byrne's book, The Secret, and the Super Secret app. So, and yeah, I'm gonna do some keyboard songs tonight. If there's no ukulele song requests, I'm gonna take a short break before I play a set on the keys tonight. So, let me know if you have any ukulele song requests. Meanwhile, I might, I guess, take a moment here to remind you that I do have more info in the description field of my video always, for my virtual tip jars, for my Venmo and my PayPal accounts. Both of those are there, and I have my Patreon page link too. So, meanwhile, I'm gonna play something from the library of YouTube here, so I can take a short break before I play. Alright. Not sure. So I see a comment by Tyler. Hey Tyler, hope you're doing well. I'm not sure what you were asking me with that question there. So if you'd like to explain, please do. But I will be right back. I don't see any song requests for the ukulele. So I know that, so I think I know what you're asking now, probably about my videos feeds, and my videos feeds are always lagging behind, and that's why you're probably not seeing me in real time, and it's really just something that is not fixable at the moment. I'm sorry to say this is not going to sound as positive, perhaps, but I believe that the internet company we have, I don't want to call them a monopoly, but let's just say I should not talk about them if I only want to talk about positive things here. So here you go. I'll be right back, and more tunes are coming at you. Here we go. Very shortly here.
Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up, I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean, filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go.
The pain makes it real, I don't wanna feel, I just wanna kill the bad thoughts and steal a good thought and live. I'm just lost to feel, I'm just lost to feel. I need time to heal, I can't steer the wheel. Cause this drive to heal, and it gives me chills. A nice road to feel, I slip off the peel and crash all the steel. Will I ever heal?
I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go.
The Christmas tree's on fire, Santa's holding the lighter. My parents are both liars, I got gifts but 1 subscribers. Thanks for the candy basket, oh god another jacket. My stocking's filled with acid, am I dreaming? What just happened? This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. My neighbors come in to see who can put up more blinding lights. The kids all wish away the month cause they want presents in sight. This year had me so mad, I've been bad, got cold that is sitting under my tree. I think that my Christmas has died. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song.
when I was just a boy. Christmas brought so much joy, couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am, but right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song.
Alright, I am back here and I'm going to play some tunes on the keys shortly. Thanks so much for tuning in on Thursday night, like this one here. What you heard from the YouTube library is the artist, what you were hearing is artist Nefex, and before that, I believe I started my break with artist Track Tribe. So so that song was called that you just heard. It's called "This Is Not a Christmas Song," and before that was "Till I Let Go." And I have to say, I mean, this was my first time hearing it. Like last time I live streamed, and I'm already a fan. But of course, it's pretty easy to make me a fan. I believe there's an audience for every single kind of music out there. Even though I try to stick around to, as you know, to more positive music because that's where I make myself. But sometimes I like to go a little bit into the dark side too. You know what I mean? But anyway, and then before that was, like I said, Track Tribe and By the Fireplace. Lovely, lovely piece, I think. So, so yeah, that's what you just heard. Now I'm going to be back at my keys, and I have about, I guess I have about two positive more affirmations to share with you. So, I'll go ahead and do that right now. So, while I am at it here, so the one that I'd like to say from the Rhonda Burns Secret Super app for available for Android phones is this one right here. Is really, I believe, is a really good one. And this right here, I think, is really important. It should be important to many people out there. So as we go around and about, especially I think like networking, especially musicians and us independent artists, so to say, this one I think is really important to keep in mind. So if you want, I think especially if you want your work to make a good, positive difference in the world, this next positive affirmation, I believe, is truly important. And I don't think I can emphasize that enough. So this positive affirmation right here is, I succeed with integrity and honor. So that's the one that I had to share with you guys before I play my keyboard songs. And I'm going to probably close out with one positive affirmation from that app as well. It's almost been 4 dream of us, don't dream of us together. Remember you sitting on the couch, looking over at me. So I was listening to that KCT. If I could go back in time, guess you may ask me. Don't let go, I will wanna let you go. So dream of us, dream of us together. Oh, dream of us, don't come back to me. I know you'll come back to me. I know you'll come back to me. So dream of us, don't dream of us together. Oh, dream of us. I was so in love with you, never getting back you. You know it's true, you know it's true. So if we never meet again in this life, I know in the next one we will. So you still can, I know you still can. So dream of us, don't dream of us together. I'll dream of us till you come back to me. I know you'll come back to me. I know you'll come back to me. So dream of us, don't dream of us together. Oh, dream of us. Oh, dream of us. So opening up my keyboard song set list here with Dream of Us, and the next tune I'd like to play, I guess, is going to be this one right here. So thanks so much for tuning in. I'll check on the comments as I always do, at least twice during the live stream, and to see who's out there. And thank you so much for being in this YouTube stratosphere. And yes, as I mentioned earlier before I went on my break, yes, the video speed is always a tad bit behind, so I try to keep that in mind as I live stream. So it's not, so you could say it's not as interactive because of that, you know, and I guess, you know what, YouTube channel is not that way. More like, I feel like YouTube channel is more about focusing on either uploading videos that I pre-make, or it is about, if I'm live streaming, which I do a lot, of course I do a lot of live streaming here, then it has to be more of, I guess, more planned and not as spontaneous, I guess you could say. So, which is alright, you know. I think as long as we know exactly and define some things as they are, it's easy, you know, to just make the best out of it, you know. So, without any further ado, next song here. You love me like I put chocolate on your ice cream. You love me 'cause I didn't sleep. You make me feel so free. just God. You love me so good. You love me so good. You make me feel like a queen. You love me so much. You tell me, you show me, you give me always with me. You love me so good. You love me more than anyone ever could. You love me just right. You love me so good. You love me so good. And it was a song called You Love Me So Good. And I believe this love ballad is just sort of a reminder to many of us to heal from certain past relationships and only accept the love that we deserve into our lives, and make sure that we are fully healed and able to see our own hearts and our own souls before we necessarily bring somebody else into the mix. Is just so important. So I think hopefully as we all grow and mature, we realize that certain parts of our life sometimes is, of course every part of our life is a learning experience, but especially that, it's important to make sure that, we only allow the love that we truly envision, shall I say, into our lives. And You Love Me So Good is one of those tunes, hopefully, that really emphasizes that. So with that in mind, I'll go ahead and move along to the next song here. Because if you don't heal from your past relationships, basically, and you decide to start your next one, let's say, all you're doing is you're bringing your trauma and your unhealed parts of yourself into the new thing, and then basically it's not such a positive thing to discuss on this channel, because I'm not doing this channel for any kind of a love advice kind of thing. Instead, I'm doing this channel for music, strictly music. So, but I had to say that because it relates to the song I just played so much. So yeah, my advice here, even if I'm not an advisor, is that take the time to heal. Look into your own soul. Figure that out. Know what you need to heal from. And tell yourself that you don't need to carry baggage around from your past. So it does not even belong to you sometimes. I heard you play music amongst many others. It's been a few years, so I've been trying. Tell this love will never fade away, 'cause you always have my back, even on the darkest day. And one day I know you'll come to me and say, now it's on me, wanna kiss me. Now the stars will tell me love me, and I love you. You love me and I love you. First time you kissed me, you're so sweet and gentle. Still taste that kiss, always like a submarine. Tiny voice like a tower, like a nice island for me. That was just like fire. Now the sun hit me, and I wanna kiss me. Now the stars will tell me love me, and I love you. Now the sun hit me, and I wanna kiss me. Now the stars will tell me love me, and I love you. You love me with open arms. In the springtime, snow else, you bring the sun back to me till the end of time. Now the sun hit me, and you wanna kiss me. Now the stars will tell me love me, and I love you. Now the sun was close. Now the sun was close. So that was Under the Stars, fun tune. Leads me into this next song. The stars sitting hands side by side, and the stars cause love wins all the time. And the stars, and the stars, you and I. And the stars, and the stars, and the stars, you leave very dead to me. It's in the stars that you love me. It's in the stars you will mean for me. I can see in the stars and hands side by side. In the stars cause you love never dies. In the stars cause you are mine. Just like you said on special time. In the stars, in the stars. Give me rose, I wish you all the happiness. What's in the stars stays the same, no matter the choice that you make. Disagree and that's okay, you were meant to be that way. You were born to make me take with me. In the stars, sitting hands side by side. In the stars, cause we love never dies. In the stars, cause you are mine. It's like you said on special time. In the stars, sitting hands side by side. flowing down the tide. And there's no shooting stars running dark. And there's stars. And there's stars. And there's stars. So that was written in the stars, and I think I want to play one of my older songs next, up to that one. There you go. Now that you call me, tell me that you can stop thinking of me. Now that you call me, tell me everything you're thinking of me. Now that you call me, tell me this is more than attraction, the strong connection. Try to deny for too long, leave myself till you kiss me, took my breath away. How would you call me, tell me in your sleep, you're dreaming of me. How would you call me, tell me the true thing, you love me. How would you call me, tell me that you want to hold me. I wish you could see what I see when I look in your eyes. Magic begins, and I realize you're all I need to console me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Well, why do you always call me when I stop my phone? I'm tired of waiting, tired of crying, wondering why you just don't want me. One day you want me. That's one of my older songs. Super old. I wish you called me that was, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. That is very, very old song of mine, and I really literally have to sort of almost dissociate myself from it. There's a lot of acting that happens when I sing this song, and I'm glad I kept it, because actually, you know, I gotta keep my acting skills as a singer and entertainer. You know, I gotta keep those acting skills flowing for a lot of, especially a lot of cover songs that I play, which is sometimes butter and bread, as they say. So I shouldn't say that if I'm all Miss Positive here. I shouldn't say that only cover songs are. Indeed, in fact, right now I'm saying that because I had a couple of very nice tips to recently to my original tunes. So thank you very much if you're watching and you happen to have tipped me a generous tip to one of my original tunes. I thank you from my heart, from the bottom of my heart, if you happen to be watching this, because actually it means a lot more when you do that and I'm playing one of my songs, whether it's an old song or not. It just means a whole lot more than, and you know what, I just don't want to go there too much because I don't want to say, well, if you tip me during a cover song, then I don't want you to think I don't appreciate it. I mean, everything for an artist, I think, just feeling appreciated, um, whatever songs we're playing is what's really important. And it's not all, and it's not necessarily all about tips neither most of the time. So it's like, just, I think for any musician out there, they know what I'm talking about. It's so much more than that. But the only thing I really had to say, and had to say out loud here in this live stream, is that it just really touches my heart when somebody uh, does appreciate my original music in a big way, so to say. So I want to express that. And the next song here is one of my newer tunes, but it's a song that you probably have heard me play on the YouTube channel. If you're not new to the YouTube channel, you probably heard this one. And if you're new to the YouTube channel, welcome. I hope you subscribe, comment, and like. And I'll see you next time I'm live, or whenever you're playing back one of my other many live streams that I have listed as available for public viewing out here on the channel. So here's one of my favorite ones to play here. So here we go. And just one more thing I want to say about cover songs and playing them out of places that I have to play them is that, I mean, I do like playing some cover songs. I enjoy it. I didn't want to sound like I hate every cover song I ever play. That was not my intention, so I hope I didn't come across that way when I mentioned cover tunes. From town to town, round and round every night. From club to club, all of the way it feels to go up on stage with you by my side. What exciting life we're living now, yeah. What an exciting life we're living now, so in love. I never thought I could imagine the way it feels to be so free, yeah. And the way you hold me in your arms now. It's like floating the wings of our melodies, yeah. It's like floating the wings of our melodies, yeah. Every night between our gigs, it's just the next sweet. I can count you through everything. Been a shining by my side, proving that so many times. I've got an angel by my side, yeah. I never thought I could imagine what the way it feels to be so free. And the way you hold me in your arms now, it's like floating wings of our melodies. It's like floating wings of our melodies. Our melodies, yeah. Few more concerts left to play, and then we'll be on our way. Making music in our studio at home, making music all day long. I never thought I could imagine all the way it feels to be so free. And the way you hold me in your arms now, It's like floating wings of our melodies, yeah. It's like floating wings of our melodies. It's like floating wings of our melodies, yeah. So that was Wings of Our Melodies. And next song will be sort of a different kind of a mood song. I'm going to play one of my other older ones, see if I see anybody's comments here that maybe I didn't see from earlier, as you know. Try to check on them here. Alright, looks like... Alright. Cool. Well, I just read that one comment here, and thank you, Tyler. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much. I'm glad that my tunes provide a good break time for you. You know, we all need that. We need to have music, whatever it is we're doing, you know. And for me personally, in my life, listening to music is kind of always felt like a requirement in some way as well. Besides the times that I play music, but with time, of course, you know, sometimes I actually need silence too, and it's like it's a balance. I'm not playing that song tonight, by the way, if you're wondering, but it's quite a balance sometimes because you know there are times in my past where there are tasks that I found easier, and I thought some things that are much easier to do if you have music playing in the background. It sort of helps you, you know, and helps you to move along whatever boring chore you might be doing, you know, um, and we all have our preferences and tastes and such and stuff, and yeah, and I guess in the last few years I discovered that I also sometimes I need silence too, and it's like we all do. Um, Certain tasks require that, and it's like certain tasks actually I feel like as people we can do faster and better if there's music in the background. So it's like it's such a quite a balance of juggling between these two. You know, kind of like having music in the background when you're doing other things you have to do and not. And if you're a musician, of course, you know that sometimes you need that silence because a lot of the times you're listening to something that you know you have to listen to. Maybe you learn a new cover song, um, or maybe you want to kind of dive into be more familiar with a certain style of music. So it's like it's kind of one of those things. And then you know if you're doing some chore or whatnot that's has nothing to do with music, of course you know it's like. And then at the same time, you feel this overwhelming sense of duty that you can multitask and now you can listen to something that you have to listen to and at the same time do the chore. Don't even make me go there. I mean, that's, you know, that's like a whole different realm of compromise that it's like some of us might feel we have to reach. And it's like, okay. Alright. So, but of course, I know that we all, whatever you're doing in life and whatever your profession is, we all make time sometimes to listen to music just for the joy of it, you know, and I certainly hope that a lot of my songs that I play provide that for people. Just listening to music for the joy of it, you know. And I guess that's why I play so many happy ones, but I think this next one I'm about to play is more towards. I don't think it's so much for the joy of listening. If you heard this one before, or if you're about to hear it now, this one's more kind of have to deal, I think, with the process of healing from certain things. So this next one I'm about to play. Sitting silent till all else and be sad tonight. Don't wanna be sad tonight. Don't be sad tonight. Don't be sad tonight. If I see you, I break down and cry. If I see you, I wanna let you go again. If I see you, I will remember everything that I'm wrong. If I see you, and not you. I don't wanna be sad tonight. I don't wanna be sad tonight. I don't sleep. I'm pretending happy to cry over you. I don't wanna be sad tonight. 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 So that was a song I called Don't Wanna Be Sad Tonight. And when I said this song has nothing more to do with process of healing, this is just, I think this song kind of emphasizes the fact that, you know, whatever you're going through, let yourself feel your emotions. Don't repress them, of course. Let yourself feel, even if it's hard sometimes. But that's the only way to let go. And this song, I think, really focuses on that, just letting go, not, you know, spending too much time there, basically, you know, in that kind of depressing feeling, so to say. So that's one of my older tunes, and I'm gonna move along to this next one here. Never wrote a song, and if I keep it from the piano, I keep it a reflection of you and me. Always be free and pure. Let's celebrate all that is beautiful and pure. Innocence, all that is godly. Innocence is forever. Innocence is the way to be free. To be free, to be free, to be free, yeah. Got me few regrets, insecurities and old times. Just makes us feel really and sin no more. Let's celebrate all that is beautiful, pure, innocence, all that is godly. Innocence is forever. Innocence is the key to be free, to be free, to be free, to be free. All the stars in the sky shine so bright, cover the earth over light at night. Let's celebrate all that's beautiful, pure, innocence, all that's godly. Innocence is forever. Innocence is the key to be free, 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 yeah. So that was a song called Innocence, that was, and as I mentioned in my previous live streams, I think that the idea for that song sort of kind of arrived with me at some point because of a song by this old school song. Kind of always felt like that song was sort of a little bit more underground in that style of music, but as you know, I dive in all kinds of different styles of music. But the band called Enigma, and their song called Return to Innocence. Totally different from mine, but I'm just saying that sort of I felt like, because I've always heard that song throughout my life at some point, and it's just, I always thought it was beautiful. I think it sort of gave me this idea when I was writing this song to, lyrically, I think, speaking, that I wanted to write this this kind of song that I just played. So, and the next song that I thought wanted to add to my list tonight um, is another song that has to do more with healing, I guess you might say, like I mentioned. And this next song is not necessarily that old. It's just it's more of my newer ones, and there's a little bit of a kind of my belief in how astrology makes sense a little bit in there, when it comes to certain personality types and so on and so forth, you know. Um, so so yeah, this next song kind of expresses more of sort of a kind of a feeling that you need to let go of and eventually kind of sort of cleanse yourself um, off. And so that's sort of, I think, finally this song was getting to that point where personally that the relationship that I thought that in my past that I've had, that I sort of hold on to the memories for the longest time of. I think when the song came to me, I kind of was starting to realize I really needed to let go of those memories because of all the happy songs that I write nowadays really require me to be in a different mindset. And so this next song is definitely more about uh, healing from the past. So to say, so here we go. So I don't know if somebody's watching and they kind of feel like astrology makes sense and they like it, and look into it just for fun, you know. I just want to say that if it makes sense to you, you know, I got a few more things I could say about this next song in a way before I play it, you know, that I feel like has to be said is that my personal sign and how it started making sense to me is that my own sign is a water sign, obviously, and I think a lot of water signs probably can relate, is that it takes us a lot longer, and it had influenced my songwriting as well, just the fact that a lot longer than other signs to move on and let go and to just leave things in the past that belong there. So yeah, just one more thing I gotta add before I play this tune here. So we go. But I'm a strong believer, and I truly do believe that no matter how long it takes somebody to heal from certain past things, it doesn't matter. So you take your sweet time, you know, and put it in art if you have to, you know, or get professional help if you need to. You know what I mean? So here we go. I guess with this, I'm saying that, adding that to what I'm saying here is because I want to make sure that as a society we move past the whole stigma, you know, when people get help for emotional kind of stuff, emotional healing, you know, because it still exists, believe it or not, and it's like, I personally at some point thought we had moved past it, but I don't know. Sometimes I look at the world and I wonder how we really, you know. So you know. Never felt like you'd let me. Now I'll just never know what could have been. It's a shame it's not all your fault. I should have been smarter in the love we shared. It's so much better, yeah. And the love we shared felt so much better. Rules they hadn't had me search for them, and then love we really had. The first kiss and the last, like a typical you guy. Was in a wash, got around with my ones. I said I can't wait for you to wake up and see what's in front of you, yeah. I was real proud of you, yeah. Proud of you. Never felt like you let me. Now we'll just never know what could I was there for me too. I know you tried to do the same, but the first times when we said made me regret all the chances I lost to make things right, to make things right. Never feel like you let me. Now we'll just never know could. It's a shame it's not all your fault. I should have been smiling. The love we shared is so much better, and the love we share is so much better. Now the bridges were burned, and I didn't just lose the love, I lost the thread. Never feel like you let me in. Now we'll just never know what could have been. It's a shame it's not all your fault. Should've been smiling, and the love we share is so much better, and the love we share is so much better. Never felt like you let me in. So yeah, I probably should just go ahead and mention that I have absolutely nothing against Leo zodiac signs. I know in the song it's like, it's so clear in the words that I'm singing about one. And, you know, there's all kinds of different personality types within each sign, and then there's all these other things in astrology that I'm not even going to talk about because I'm not that into it, you know. But yeah, there's many different people. And in fact, is this next song that I'd like to finish, probably finish the set with, is inspired by a family member who meant a lot to me, and who happened to be also of the same astrological sign. You know? So this next song, you might all recognize if you've been to this channel before. You know. And I'm here because of you. I was blind because of you. Should have been sexy, what you know of me, waiting for me to break free. What you know of me, what you know of me, watching over me. You my angel, you watching over me. What you know of me, what you know of me, watching over me. All the things you've done for me, all the things you've built, all the cats we saved, and the song that we played, all the fireworks we see, and the miles we walked together. Should have been sexy, what you know of me, waiting for me to break free. What you know of me, what you know of me, watching over me. You're my angel, you're watching over me. What you know of me, what you know of me, watching over me. You are watching over me. So glad you got to tell the stories that I could tell better. You're the sun that came in the rain, the sage never wait too long. Should have been see what you know of me, waiting for me to break free. What you know of me, what you know of me, watching over me. You're my angel, you're watching over me. What you know of me, what you know of me, watching over me. You are watching over me. without one another, live in peace and harmony. We are all the same, yeah, we are all so different. Every soul is beautiful. So spread your wings and fly. In the end, my life goes within each other. Spread your love, we'll see what you're meant to be. All in your purpose, like me. So when you dim the light, you can see things clearly. There's that splash in your heart. Illusions fade away, and reality remains. You must stay true to you, yeah. So spread your wings and fly. In the end, the light goes within each other. Spread the love, we'll see all you're meant to be. Living your purpose brightly. So, in the end of the light, 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 in the end of the light. So I just felt like playing this other song of mine right away, called Radiate Light. This Radiate Light, I decided to play it at a different kind of tempo tonight. But you can catch me on the live streams playing it at a more regular tempo too. So sometimes I don't like to play some songs the same way, as you all know, each and every time. Sometimes some songs I keep the same for the most part. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I guess I will check on the comments to see if there's any song requests, and then if there's no song requests, I will finish this live stream with a positive affirmation. So last positive affirmation of this live stream here, as you all know, I've been, I know I talked a little bit, just a tiny bit about astrology, and I quoted one of my, what I believe is, well, one of many favorite Bible verses, because it kind of relates to a way of positive thinking, you know. And I talked some about healing and letting go as well. So lots of different topics and subjects we touch base upon in this live stream, and I think that's because mainly I'm keeping it kind of that way for most of my live streams, is because I write a lot of different songs, and all these topics, I know that they sort of really relate to that. And a lot of my songs that I write are not, you know, not literal. When it comes to writing lyrics, yes, sometimes some things can be literal, but most of the time, I really do believe most of the time when I look at my songwriting, my meanings are not literal. Never, almost never literal. So I guess almost never is a bad choice of word again, because as I say, you know, sometimes there are some lyrics that are very straightforward, right? And sometimes completely the opposite. And to me, that's something that's beautiful about songwriting. To me, that's a variety of colors, like in a rainbow. And when I use all of them, when I use all the colors that I can possibly, it feels like it's just the way I'm meant to write. So that's what I gotta say about that. But let me check here. I think it's, considering the video speed of this, it's a good thing I'm talking so much. So it looks like I have a new person commenting, but I don't see any song requests. So if you're new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe, comment, and like. So positive affirmation that I'm going to finish this live stream with is from Super Secret App by Around the Burn, um, and the one that I'm going to finish with is, I think it's going to be this one here. So it could be, I think it could be very good for many of us, and especially creators out there, YouTube channel, musicians, creators of all kinds, um, all of us who are working and making some kind of a change with good, um, positive art, I will say, um, and how it's important for us to remember to make sure that we all invest in ourselves, so to say, so we can bring our positive um, positive work with our art and our creations in the best way we possibly can. And with the last affirmation here, this is what I think I really like to say. So here it is, and this positive affirmation right here is: I know how to tap the universal flow of unlimited abundance. So basically, this is a positive affirmation that kind of just lets you know that whatever it is you creating art on right now, or whatever songs you're writing, or whichever music, whichever way you're putting it out, that hopefully you're feeling abundant, and you have feelings of prosperity, and you're feeling blessed in that however way that you choose to bring your creations to the world right now is the right way for you, and that you are, I think, in this positive affirmation, kind of you kind of saying that you're doing the best you can every possible moment of time. So once again, it is I know how to tap the universal flow of unlimited abundance. So and and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight here. Thank you once again. Thanks a lot for tuning in and supporting my YouTube channel. I hope to see you all again sometime soon. I try to do the live streams at least. I went back to doing them at least now. I guess, I'm doing them at least once a week, if I can, sometimes more. So please check out my Patreon page if you want to hear some songs that I don't even play sometimes because they're so new. They're up there. And my some of the newer guitar songs too that I've written on the guitar are up there. I haven't been playing the guitar on the YouTube channel lately. Just I'm really focusing on the ukulele and the keys. So once again, thank you very much. If you can donate and bless me financially, my tip jars are in the description field of the video as well. So my PayPal and my Venmo are down there. So once again, thank you so much and have a lovely rest of your night.